So one of the first things that changed is they're not animated people.
The first and most obvious change, there's real human beings.
Yeah, actual
not just
alive
lending
human
their
beings.
voices, but their bodies
Yeah.
to this movie.
Yeah, and none of the actors are the same actors as they were before. And one of the actors is Gerard Butler,
One of them is.
which I learned after the fact, and
Which,
I went,
you
"Oh,
know,
that makes sense."
but
That's
but
Gerard Butler.
But that was one change that they made that I was just kind of like, I don't know if Gerard Butler was the right pick for Astrid. You know what I mean? Like
It was a little weird.
It was a little jarring.
But by the end, I was real into it.
By the end of it, his acting chops really won me over.
Astrid's not a blonde anymore, which a lot of people are upset about.
Yeah,
but it's fine because she doesn't get any more personality, which
we-
I am upset about. But that's fine.
That was a change you wanted that you didn't get.
Yeah, I did not get more Astrid backstory. It was just the same Astrid.
Yeah, except for her appearance, which again, we
yeah,
talked about
brunette.
this briefly. I really don't understand the importance of why people put so much importance on like a character's appearance if the character is essentially the same.
Yeah,
Like it's it's a fictional story with fictional characters. Like I said to you, it's cool if you can find an actor that looks similar, but I mean, that's such a thing that's not as important to me. You know what I mean?
yeah. But
I think she did great.
I told you, if they're putting a wig on Gerard Butler, they can make it blonde.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I like Gerard Butler's Astrid better than the animated
Up here.
one. So
Millie's returned again.
Millie
Mostly just to cuddle Jarvis.
Millie was also in the running to play Astrid, but Gerard Butler.
Yeah. She also got a call back for Toothless,
Yeah.
and they said she had too many teeth.
Yeah. Millie can commit to that one.
Oh, she yawned and I missed it. Oh, there you go. Look at those chops.
Yeah.
Uh,
Chompers. She's got acting chompers, but not acting chops.
yeah, it's okay. She's a behind the scenes girl anyway, except on podcasts where she really shines.
Yeah, she usually doesn't like to be in front of the camera, but
She makes an exception for Jarvis.
How to Train Your Doggo.
Yeah.
How to Train Your Millie.
How to Train Your Millie. How to Train Your Puppy. Another fun thing that they changed was I don't remember his actual name. It's Snot something.
Yeah.
He used to just kind of be an asshole, but he's an asshole whose dad doesn't like him.
Yeah.
That's the extra background we got.
Yeah.
But he gets a sweet
now we
moment.
know why he's kind of
Yeah, because he's kind of an asshole. But he gets a sweet moment at the end where his dad's like
acknowledges him for
and
once.
accepts him instead of just ignores him entirely.
Yeah, because that was a pretty harsh line where he's like, "Don't talk to me in public."
It was, yeah. It's very funny because he's his whole character is attention seeking. So he's like, "Oh, Astrid, you only did this because you think that I'm hot because we're hot together." And the other half of it's him going like, "Oh yeah, my dad's real proud of me. We like to hang out, right, Dad?" And his dad goes, "Don't speak to me in public." So it's very fun. One of the nerd kids
very
got
Viking
more
of
nerd
him.
kid. Yeah, very Viking of him. It was Nick.
to not have.
It was Nick Frost who played the blacksmith this time, right? Is that who that was?
Sure.
To Google. How to Train Your Dragon. Oop, that's Man on Fire. Wrong one.
Go and on that note, go check out Man on Fire as well.
Yeah,
that
it
is
was Nick Frost. Nick Frost was Gobber.
That'll be going up next week.
And the other one I was talking about is Snotlout. And Fish Legs, Rough Nut, and Tough Nut.
Yeah.
Nut twins.
See, now those are some cool character names.
Yeah, no one's going to be offended by any of those names.
Yeah.
And Hiccup, which I think we lost the line about why his name is Hiccup, but that's fine.
Yeah.
It's something for the original to have the very sad moment.
Yeah. It was weird when there were romantic scenes with Hiccup and Gerard Butler's Astrid, though.
Yeah, very odd moments for sure. I'm trying to see if there's any other fun things that I'm missing out from here. Oh, the DreamWorks moon fades into the reflection of the moon in the ocean from the opening scene.
Yeah.
Interesting. Oh, he actually,
Dude, how much
Gerard Butler did play Hiccup's dad originally.
Oh.
I think he's one of the only ones. And this is the first official live-action adaptation of a DreamWorks movie. I think we can only hope for Shrek next.
Dude,
right?
I was about to say that. You know what, guys?
I would
put
actually
in the comments if you think that the next live-action movie is going to be Shrek.
I would fuck up a live-action Shrek.
Oh, dude, it's so good with because Mike Myers is still alive. He can still play the character. Eddie Murphy's still.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They can still have the whole cast. Cameron Diaz.
I'm sure I'm missing some things. One of the other fun things that I noticed was the big bad dragon was massive.
Yeah.
I think it was like easily
Bigger
2 or
than
3
the
times
original.
the size of the original.
Yeah.
Which hello? What do you see?
Is it another live action DreamWorks movie?
Millie, do you see people subscribing to Full-Time Movie Fans while watching this episode? I agree. They should be doing
because
that.
of your cuteness. Hey, if you like cute dogs and you don't hate animals, then like and subscribe. If you do, don't.
If you hate animals, turn yourself in.
Oh man, what a
I like how she looks like she's in a completely different, like she's being chroma keyed in on a green screen. Compared to the both of us, she's absorbing all of the light.
Yeah, that's probably not a good strategy because I always hated when I felt like guilted into liking and subscribing.
No, it works sometimes.
It was always those Jesus posts like, oh, if you love Satan, then scroll past.
Retweet if you love Jesus. Scroll past if you love Satan.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what we're doing here. All right, let's go into my favorite game. You ready?
Wait, let's do this at the end. We usually do it at the end.
I thought we were doing a fast one.
Oh yeah, but we.
Do you
still
want me to
gotta go
actually?
through the plot. Let's go through the plot.
Okay, here. I'll do this.
We could do the prediction starting off.
I'm just gonna straight up read it all the way through. You ready?
Oh my goodness. I'll interject as usual.
In the village of
the
Berg,
plot.
there lives a bunch of Vikings. One of the Vikings is a 15-year-old named Hiccup, the son of the village chieftain named Stoic. Unfortunately, Hiccup is deemed not strong enough to fight off the dragons that have been attacking the village. Instead of fighting, Hiccup creates machinery under the mentorship of the town blacksmith, Gobber. In the middle of a dragon raid, this is all on IMDb, by the way, just so you can...
Yeah.
In the middle of a dragon raid, Hiccup uses a device that he made called the Bolus Launcher to shoot down an extremely rare dragon. Unfortunately, no one believes that it was Hiccup who shot it down, so Hiccup heads to the forest and hopes to kill it, but he cannot bring himself to do so. The dragon pins Hiccup down, but decides to spare Hiccup's life. Upon leaving on a quest to destroy the dragon's nest, Hiccup's father, Stoic, puts his son into a dragon fighting class with Fish Legs, Snotlout, Roughnut, Toughnut, and Astrid, the last of whom Hiccup grown smitten with. That's the word they used. Unfortunately, Hiccup does not succeed in the course and returns to the forest to find his dragon, which is unable to fly due to Hiccup's bolus tearing half its tail fin. Hiccup affectionately names the dragon Toothless after its retractable teeth, and the pair grow really close. Hiccup then designs a saddle and an artificial tail fin, allowing Toothless to fly once again, this time with Hiccup on his back. Toothless teaches Hiccup how to subdue all of the other dragons, much to his class's amazement. Unfortunately for Hiccup, Astrid becomes envious of the attention Hiccup is receiving. Stoic and his army returns home having failed to kill a dragon and gets Hiccup to go out and kill one himself to pass the final exam. Which is not exactly how that worked, but sure. Upon learning this, he and Toothless attempt to flee, but Astrid spots the dragon and Hiccup takes her on a flight with him on Toothless to prove that he is a friendly dragon.
That's the magic carpet ride.
That is the magic carpet
part
ride.
Of the movie.
Yeah, and it works.
Hero takes out the love interest on a magic dragon ride.
And I will say that Astrid was not very into Hiccup at all until that magic dragon ride. And I did lean over to my wife and I said, I would usually say that this is unrealistic.
Yeah.
But bitches do love dragons.
Man, it's and you know what? The expectations for dating are so much harder for men these days. Like, you've got to have
you have to have a dragon.
Yeah, you've got to have a dragon.
I'm always worried that some moderately unattractive dude is going to show up with a dragon and steal my wife.
Yeah.
I'm always worried about it.
Yeah.
Anyways, mid-flight, Toothless becomes hypnotized by a bigger red death dragon, calling all the I like the bigger red death dragon is what they call it. I like that. Calling all the smaller ones to go and feed it so they can avoid being eaten. Hit by the realization that the dragons are coming to attack Burke. Astrid wishes to return home and warn them, but Hiccup decides against it for the sake of keeping Toothless safe. That's not what's happening. That's not. The dragons aren't coming to attack Burke. They wanted to come back to be like, oh, it's because of the big dragon. All of the dragons are coming to steal and kill. Yeah,
because they have to pay penance.
Yeah, it wasn't the dragons are now evil and are all coming to attack them. Come on, whoever wrote the synopsis.
Because the big dragon is kind of the main bad guy. Because he eats the dragons as well.
Yeah. Anyways, Astrid tells Hiccup that he spared Toothless out of compassion. Astrid tells Hiccup that? No, I scrolled. For his final exam, Hiccup must fight against a captured monstrous dragon. Oh, switch. And he tries to subdue it in a bid to prove that the dragons can be friendly, but to no avail. Seeing Hiccup...
Well, he starts doing it, and then his dad... And here's the real secret, guys. Gerard Butler actually plays his dad Stoic. Not Astrid. But so
this is the big reveal.
Yeah, so his dad actually gets pretty upset that he's about to show that dragons aren't the enemies, and he's not having any of it.
Yes, and seeing Hiccup in danger, Toothless comes to save Hiccup, but gets captured in the process. Frustrated at his son, Stoic pushes Hiccup by disowning him for befriending a dragon in the middle of the confrontation, and Hiccup unintentionally reveals that Toothless knows the whereabouts of the dragon nest. Stoic heads for the nest, with Toothless leading the way.
Let me stop you here. I do want to ask you a question. How did you feel about Hiccup trying to protect Toothless, that whole scene?
I thought it was fine.
I was very irritated. I did not think that he fought hard enough to try to protect Toothless.
Like he is kind of a wimp.
Yeah, there was some. Yeah, but still, like Toothless right there. Everybody's jumping on him. I would have been like trying to punch people off him. Like, hey, leave him alone. Or stood in front of him, in front of his dad, like getting in front. Like, no, this is my friend. You know what I mean? But he didn't even say that. I don't even think he even said, like, this is my friend. Stop it.
Did that happen in the original? I do not remember.
So if you ask me, Hiccup was not the Christopher Walken type of friend from Man on Fire.
You are correct.
He could have been better.
Yeah.
He's the guy that saw you calling at 3 a.m. and snoozed it once and hoped you didn't call back.
And then sat on a cliffside going, I should have just killed myself when I had the chance. So Stoic heads for the nest with Toothless. Astrid tells Hiccup that he spared Toothless out of compassion, causing him to realize he's not weak, ultimately reigniting his courage. Hiccup then trains the rest of the teens on how to how to train their own dragons, if you will, and head out to the nest after Stoic and the troops. Stoic and the Vikings arrive at the nest to wake the Red Death. I hope that's actually what it's called. Greatly worrying the Vikings when Hiccup and his crew arrive on the trained dragons to distract the Red Death, with Hiccup trying to release Toothless in the process. Stoic apologizes to Hiccup and Toothless for his poor judgment and reclaims ownership over his son, because that's how that works.
Yeah.
In a fiercely fought battle, Toothless and Hiccup managed to destroy the Red Death's wing, causing it to come crashing down to the ground with an explosion, which it did explode. Narrowly escaping the explosion, Hiccup is flung off Toothless, but is saved by his dragon companion, only to lose his left foot. A while later, Hiccup wakes back in Burke and discovers dragons roaming the village. Gobber announces that he has created a new prosthetic for Hiccup and Toothless, and Hiccup is now widely admired by everyone in the village. And then Astrid leans in to kiss him, and Burke becomes a town where humans and dragons can work side by side in perfect harmony.
Mm.
Hey. You look good over there.
Look real good.
We thought about sharing your kindness with others.
Share the love.
Maybe like the video. Click on that subscribe button. And show your friends.
Yeah, just touch it ever so lightly, that like button. Move over to the subscribe button. Maybe tap your keyboard just a little bit. Leave a comment. Bye.
That's it.